So because there's a lot of new people seeing the Sandflail for the first time now, I've been asked about what's like the basic starting movements. Now obviously the Sandflail, I've said it many times, but the torque in these is way more emphasized than a club, a mace, a kettlebell, so you're going to want to start light. Like this is only 9 kilograms, but for me to do a standard mill like this, that feels like, you know, like a 16 kilogram club, if not more. Because as you're going around, the flexible handle and it hits you here, the torque here. And the same with all these movements, it's deceptively heavy. So you, first of all, start light. Second of all, a lot of people, just surprisingly to me, a lot of people, when I see them first touch a Sandflail without any instruction, they seem to just intuitively know to start swinging, catching, throwing. So most people just start, they'll swing it side to side. Again, it's a good basic starting movement. So much planes today. And then they'll usually start swinging it around the body and then just naturally start doing things like this. Just catching it. Your body is pretty much evolved to be able to do these things without too much thought, is that it's a natural movement. And then, so that's 2 movements just to progress very quickly. Then what I like to teach as the main first movement in the frontal plane is this. So hand to hand, hand to hand. Now the Sandflail, you're decelerating all the time. So this comes over, you're catching, but you're decelerating it there. Your whole body kind of like acts as like suspension, a spring almost, dampener. So I like people to do this movement. If you want, you can just do it from dead stop with a very light weight. Your weight shifts from your foot to foot, hip to hip, all the time. One of the best things about the Sandflail is your whole kinetic chain has to be firing, otherwise this thing looks super goofy. So yeah, and this is pretty much the main thing that people start doing. And because I normally start light, the next thing would be to just flip over. Again, you can just start by doing it one side at a time. This weight is pretty heavy for this, so I would be using a lighter weight for training people. And what you're trying to do is keep it smooth. You don't want slack in the handle. As soon as you see slack in the handle, everything becomes like really like disjointed. So if I try and put slack in the handle, like it gets really odd looking. Whereas if I keep this tension in the handle, so you want it to move in this circular pattern, but this handle to be taut at all times, even with the standard swings. So outside the feet, inside the feet. And this is just great beginner stuff. Hand to hand. Again, most people, even my mum, who's in her 70s, just naturally throws it, catches it. And even these movements are going to give you a pretty good workout, especially if you're deconditioned. But even just getting your ligaments and joints used to this type of different type of torque. I've had a lot of people even experienced with weightlifting and club swinging, mace swinging, and they tell me that the Sandflail just gets them strong in a different way. It hits different muscles, it stabilizes differently, it almost fills in the gap where other tools are brilliant. This seems to just fill in the gap that was left with them tools. So very good, complements all kettlebells, clubs, maces, barbells, dumbbells really well.